So another idea that we've had for a long time, it's something we've spoken about a lot and often seems quite idealistic and also unrealistic, but we've often spoken about the creation of a surge animal sanctuary, a sanctuary for rescued animals.
Welcome to the Surge Sanctuary. I'm so excited to be here and I can't wait to show you around. But before I do, let me sit down and tell you all about the place. So here we are at the Surge Sanctuary. Can't believe that it's actually here that I'm sat currently on 18 acres of land in the Midlands of England. It's so incredible to be here. It's kind of so surreal. I have to keep pinching myself because this has been something we've been wanting to do for over 2 years now. Obviously, we opened Unity Diner just over 2 years ago with the intention to open up an animal sanctuary. And so we're here. We've finally done it. This is the Surge Sanctuary and we can't wait to show you around. Obviously 2020 has been a particularly difficult year in the hospitality industry. It's been a difficult year in all sorts of industries. That's Eric the sheep wandering by. But we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so much to all of you who have supported us, who have come to Unity Diner and eaten the food. And of course, thank you so much to the Unity Diner staff as well, because this place wouldn't exist without them either. So thank you to everyone who has worked at Unity Diner and of course continues to work. So in the future, of course, we'll have volunteers and workers, people that can come and help us with the day-to-day running of the sanctuary and looking after the rescued animals. But in the meantime, what we really need help with is the building, the infrastructure, the construction. So if you have any skills or a trade that you think might be useful to us, then please do reach out, because of course we want to make this place the perfect place possible for rescued animals, and of course in the quickest time possible. And the quicker we can get these things done, the quicker we can rescue more animals. But we also have lots of long-term plans as well. We have 18 acres, which is a huge amount of land. And so we want to rescue as many animals as possible, maybe rewilding an area, having a wildflower meadow, creating an education center, maybe veganically growing produce like fruits and vegetables. It's exciting. And these are long-term plans, of course, and will take a while to put into place, but we have so many ideas for what we want to achieve, and we're going to crack on doing it as soon as we possibly can. Now, like I said before, the Surge Sanctuary has been a dream of ours for a couple of years now. For myself and the rest of the Surge team, it was the animals that made us go vegan in the first place. It was the animals that connected us with the realization that we needed to change and stop exploiting them so needlessly. As the sanctuary, in a way, is our way of giving back to all the animals who were exploited and killed for us before. In a way, it's us trying to make amends for the exploitation and damage that we caused to sentient beings who suffered on our behalf. And of course, we'll never be able to bring back those lives, and of course, we'll never be able to say sorry to those animals who suffered for us personally. But hopefully, by giving sanctuary to other animals, we can start to make amends for the things that we did before we knew the damage that we caused as individuals. Now, we believe so firmly that when people spend time with animals, they connect with them, they see their personalities and their character. You can't deny the basis of why we should be vegan. These animals are alive, they feel, they're sentient, they're conscious, they have an experience of life, and they deserve moral consideration that places their worth of life far higher than the arbitrary and nonsensical reasons that we find to exploit them. And so we want non-vegans to come here, to connect with these animals, see all the wonderful things about them, and leave realizing what we realized many years ago, that we have to change how we live, and we have to fundamentally create a vegan world. And so I'll take you around the sanctuary now and show you around, but I just wanted to again emphasize how grateful we all are to all of you who have supported us, all of you who have supported Unity Diner and continue to do so. You guys have made this a reality because the profits have gone towards getting this land. So thank you so much to all of you for making this a reality. And I'm also so grateful to my incredible friends in the Surge team who have relocated their home to spend their lives looking after these animals. Let me show you around. So first up, we have this container. So this container is obviously empty at the moment, but what we're thinking we could do with it is turn it into a mushroom container, because you can grow mushrooms in a place just like this, which is incredibly exciting because mushrooms are of course incredibly sustainable, but they're also delicious and a wonderful alternative to meat. So what we have here is an area that used to be a pond, and we'd really like to turn it back into a pond, because I'm thinking about it being summertime. There's this lovely perimeter of trees. The wildflowers around the pond, they'll be so full of life and full of color. It'll be so vibrant. There'll be insects and dragonflies and wildlife. A duck house in the middle of the pond. I can see it now and I think it'll be so wonderful and so lovely, and I can't wait for it to be a reality. And so this area here, you can see, used to be used for riding horses. Now, of course, we're not going to be doing that. So one thing that we're thinking we could do with this is build a building, like a big barn, and turn it into an education centre. And so visitors who come along, or maybe school groups that are bringing school children to come and see the animals, they could learn about what we do to animals and learn about animals in general, so that when they leave, they've not just connected and spent time with animals, they've also learned about the industry and all the horrible things that we do to these wonderful creatures who deserve to live a life of peace like they will here. Because of course we want this to be a place where people don't just spend time with animals, but they leave with a sense of purpose, a sense of knowing that they have to stop exploiting animals as well. So what we have here is a slightly dilapidated structure, but our plan is to turn this structure into a self-contained accommodation for visitors, for workers, for volunteers, for people who are here helping out with the day-to-day running of the sanctuary. And so as well as this structure, we want to create more structures that are similar. So we're really looking forward to welcoming people onto the sanctuary so we can make this place the place that we've always wanted it to be, which is just the most amazing home possible for all of the animals that we're going to rescue and rehome here. Let me take you into this part of the sanctuary, which, as you can see, is just an absolutely massive area with several huge fields. And what's really exciting is it doesn't just end where our eye line ends here. There's another field all the way back as well. And this land that we have in front of us is absolutely massive. And so our plan with this area that I'm walking on now is to turn this section that I'm on into a footpath, because that will lead all the way up to the field that we have at the back. And on either side of the footpath we'll have fencing, and we'll section the land off into different areas for animals, but also we want to create a section that's used for veganic farming, so growing fruits, vegetables and produce in a veganic and sustainable way. And so that produce could be sold at Unity Diner and incorporated into our menu, or it could also be used to feed the animals that are rescued here. And so we also have this field here that runs just inside the perimeter of the hedge, just in front of me here. We have a lot of land and a lot of ideas. And one of the things that we were thinking we could do as well as having animals and growing veganic produce is also maybe rewilding a certain area. And so that could be like a wildflower meadow. It could be encouraging biodiversity to come back to this area, because of course, like we know with the UK, so much of our landscape is decimated and is destroyed, and has been destroyed to make way for agriculture, especially animal agriculture, of course. And so we want to show that there's other things we can do with the land. So we also have a couple more fields around the premises as well, but that gives you guys an idea of the scope of what we're working with, and also all the different things that we want to achieve as well. And we're just really excited to be here. It's been a long process, but we're so happy we've finally secured such a wonderful piece of land. But with that being said, let's go down now back to near where the barns are, and let me show you the animals that we've rescued so far. So here we have Eric the sheep, who was rescued from slaughter, and so has been living out a life of peace and harmony for a couple of years. But we all love Eric very much. He's a very funny and interesting character, and we can't wait for you guys to come meet him as well. So here we have Pete, and over there is Gus, and they're both obviously pigs, but they're classified as a rare breed. And so they're going to be turned into an expensive and rare type of sausage. And so thankfully they were rescued a couple of years ago and saved that horrible fate. And so they've been living here on the Surge Sanctuary, and they're very accustomed to the finer things in life and like to lie around and sleep all day and eat lots of food and make lots of noise. So these two here are Harold and Frederick, and these two are turkeys that were saved from becoming someone's Christmas dinner. This is actually, well, coming up will be the 4th Christmas they've spent alive, unlike the billions of turkeys that they killed all around the year, every single year, just for a tradition. So thankfully Harold and Frederick were rescued, and we're looking forward to having more rescued turkeys here at the Surge Sanctuary, because turkeys are such wonderful animals and they have so much character. And Harold and Frederick love to show off and do this little dance and puff up their feathers. So down here we have Camila and Chloe, both of whom were rescued from an egg farm here in the UK, where they've been exploited for their reproductive systems and for their eggs. But since they've been rescued by the Surge team, they no longer have to worry about being exploited, because they live out their life in peace and harmony here instead. So thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for all of your support. It's wonderful to be here, and it feels so amazing to be able to accomplish what we've been able to accomplish so far, and it wouldn't have happened without you guys. So we're so grateful me personally, but the Surge team as well, for all the support you've given us throughout these years, and for coming to Unity Diner, for supporting the work that we do, the activism and the advocacy that we do. We appreciate you guys so much, and we really can't wait for you guys to come here and see the space, because we really hope that you like it. We know you'll like it, and we can't wait to be able to achieve all the different things that we want to achieve here. And so the sun is setting today, but of course the sun will rise again tomorrow, and tomorrow will be a new day and the start of a new chapter on this journey. And of course we hope that the Surge Sanctuary will contribute to creating a better world, which is of course more compassionate, more ethical, more fair, and of course that means it will be a vegan world. That's what we're all striving for, and we hope that this Surge Sanctuary contributes a little bit more to creating that world that we want and making it a reality.